You're a piece of shit. You know that?
Yeah, sort of it.
Right, this is probably going to be a long one. Saying it how it is, it's reflecting back on previous Message from Me to You videos, and it's going to give you a good idea as to what to expect in the future. But the reason why it's going to be fairly lengthy is this is something I've been wanting to discuss with you for a while, and it dawned on me after making the last Message from Me to You video that it's best if I share my thoughts now. But before I get too much into it, I just want to quickly clarify something. In the last Message from Me to You video, I did state how I don't like playthroughs going on longer than 20 parts. That is for when I've got a main focus. So for example, I was talking about Soulstorm, and I believe it works out from part 1 to part 20 being about 9 weeks. But when you've got something like 7 Days to Die, I did address in a previous Message from Me to You video, and I'm going to have to think of an abbreviation for that because saying that constantly is getting annoying. But what I have stated in the past is 7 Days to Die could be a 30 or even a 40 part series. And the reason why I don't mind that is I want variety. I want more variety on the channel, and if we've got one game over the course of 9 weeks, that's a lot of time. Granted, there are uploads in between those videos, but when it comes to something like Soulstorm, you've got 5 episodes, then a couple of weeks or a couple of months later, you've got more 7 Days to Die. Or should I say that's how it was going to be originally. Now, I might have to find the video, but around about the time when I was working on, well, not working on, when I finished working on Season 1 of Telltales, I did address in one of these videos, saying something between the lines of, in the time it takes me to make one Telltales video, I can make several normal videos. And I did say I would rather work on that, and I did believe that yous would prefer that. But of course, at the time, those who were vocal in the comment section did state in their own words that they wanted more Telltales. Now, I don't know how long it's been, but I'm going to assume it's roughly about a year since making that speech. But then now, the best way I can put it is I am well aware there are individuals who are getting impatient for certain types of content, 7 Days to Die in particular. And the best way I can put it, those individuals who are getting impatient are basically proving a point that I made about a year ago, as in, if I did focus on certain content like 7 Days to Die, you know, the content that does take longer other than Telltales, yous would prefer that. But here we are, we're currently getting through Season 3 of Telltales, and whereas I haven't even started working on Season 4, the reality is, prior to even working on Telltales, there is a tab on the homepage of the channel, and I just want to quickly load it up and have a check so I can basically refer to something. Right, okay, so I have mentioned this before, how there is a tab for games which will be revisited if requested. Now, of course, so far the only game that has been requested in that section has been 7 Days to Die and of course Human Fall Flats. But I haven't brought back 7 Days to Die. I'm going to level with you. When I created that tab way back when, like over a year ago, prior to even starting working on Telltales, the intent was anything in that tab would make a return every couple of months. That was my original intent of having that. But using, say for example, Kerbal Space Program and Don't Starve as an example, both of those playlists, they ended on a cliffhanger and I had full intentions of revisiting them, but of course addressing it saying that if you want to see more, let me know. No one wanted to see more, so of course I didn't make more content with those games. The best way I can put it is this: I have had a long think about that tab, you know, games which will be revisited if requested, and it goes without saying, those 2 games that I mentioned there, I do want to revisit them, and if I did revisit them, I would reach a point where I feel I can't make any more content with them. So for example, Kerbal Space Program, if I did revisit it, and keep in mind what I am referring to right now, it's not going to happen anytime soon, it's just giving you an idea as to what's been going on in my mind the past week or so. But there is actually a point for something more recent, which is why I feel the need to discuss it now as well. But again, Kerbal Space Program, my intent is to reach Duna, land on Duna, plant the flag, and then get back to Kerbin. Once I've done that, God knows how many videos it will take for me to do that. But if I did manage to achieve that, I would consider that playthrough done. Meaning, once I've reached that point, I will move it from the games which will be revisited list to the full playlist list, or full playthrough list rather. Same goes with Don't Starve. There is technically a point I could reach where, yep, that's a full playthrough. But when it comes to stuff like Fade to Silence, Stardew Valley, Half Dead, or Adios Amigos, those are games where if people did want to see more, I could make more with them. But the reality is, the next set of 5 will be no different to the first set of 5, which is probably why I haven't revisited them. But regarding Gang Beasts, Human Fall Flat, and 7 Days to Die, again, these are games which I could just revisit time and time and time again. But the reason why I want to focus more on 7 Days to Die, in the next couple of weeks you will be getting episodes 11 through to 15. But I am wanting to even get episodes 16 through to 20 out. Basically the time period you've waited between part 10 and part 11, I am wanting the waiting period between part 15 and 16 to be a lot shorter. But when it comes to what I mentioned before with Kerbal Space Program and that, how there could be a point where I might not be able to revisit it because there's nothing more to see, how I've reached a point where, yep, we're pretty much done. I am confident 7 Days to Die could end up being, say, a 30-part series. But it could end on, say, part 28, 33, I don't know, maybe, hell, it could even end as early as part 19. And the reason why is I'm obviously going to want to make more content with that game because I know a lot of you enjoy it. I enjoy making content with it. But if we reach a point, and this goes for any survival game, if we reach a point where the base is self-sustaining and we can survive with minimal effort every single day, then we've basically completed the game. You think about it, quoting what I said on episode 0.5 for 7 Days to Die. If the aim of the game is to survive and you've discovered a strategy where you can effortlessly, I can't pronounce that fucking word, if you can survive with no issue, on a survival game, then you've basically completed it. So the point that I'm getting at with this speech is, whereas I have addressed in the previous message from each U video how it's going to be a while before Season 4 of Telltales comes out, I want to focus on content in this tab, in this area. I don't know when Kerbal Space Program and Don't Starve is going to get revisited. I do know it's going to be a few weeks and then you're going to get part 11 onwards for 7 Days to Die. But I am hoping to revisit them, because the best way I can put it is, revisiting these games, I was planning on doing that quite often before working on Telltales. Obviously with Telltales being a main focus, the best way I can put it is this: there is definitely a silver lining with all of this waiting rounds. Whereas I have addressed I can't make videos longer than 15 minutes. The silver lining is this: when we are done with Season 4 of Telltales, I am going to go back to what I originally planned prior to starting it, meaning I will be bringing back these games more frequently, but my editing skills have gotten a lot better. So I suppose the best way I can put it is, if I did release the content back then, comparing to what my skills were back then till now, the silver lining is the content now would be better anyway. But to wrap up this long speech, obviously we're still currently getting through Telltale Season 3. Regarding Soulstorm, I've decided that there is going to be, I don't want to spoil what the game is, but after Telltale Season 3 there is going to be a game that could be classed as a horror, but it's fairly creepy, and I'm quite confident it's going to grab your attention. But then whatever that game is, once that's done, I've decided 5 more episodes of Soulstorm, and then we're going to play something else. Whatever that game is, we'll play more for Soulstorm. And essentially, we're going to have a main focus, 5 episodes of Soulstorm, and then another main focus until Soulstorm is done. So again, to wrap up this video, we're talking Soulstorm. I've got a plan for that. 7 Days to Die, you are going to be getting that in maybe a couple of weeks. And yeah, see what happens after season 3 of Telltales, and see what you think of the game that has to come after that. But either ways, to wrap up this long rant, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you have, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
Like and subscribe.